So poverty is possessive. In other words, we hold on to it because it gives us a framework that we're familiar with, and familiarity, we might call that a familiar spirit, can be really dangerous, because if you grow familiar with abuse, guess what? That's what you'll go back to, because it's kind of familiar. I feel safer there than without it. Or if you know, the thing of poverty, one of its fingerprints is you hide. And hiding has advantages like excuses. And so if poverty, if you have a poverty mindset, or this issue of poverty, and we're kind of focusing on one element, poverty is actually 3 parts, but we'll just focus on the mindset part. The poverty mindset has benefits, like I get to excuse myself for things. I get to blame the rich guy. I get to blame my employer. I get to blame my employee. I get to blame my wife or my husband or whatever your space is. You know, so that's the sticky element, because it becomes familiar and we want stability. It's one of the primary things we need in human engineering is protection. And this protection, we will fight to hold it, even if it's a dirty or a damaged virtue. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We'll hold on to it because of that need for security and familiarity. So when I teach around money, I have a couple of main pillars that I think are just true that we can build and talk around. And one of them is that money is a spiritual power. That means that it will make whatever you believe, it will make it bigger. Mm-hmm. And if you believe good things, money will make it bigger. Like if you think and believe in generosity, if you're a generous person and you have no money, you will still be generous. And then when money is added, that will just get bigger, because money is a power, a spiritual power. And so that's where, philanthropy comes from, is it flows out of a truth that is actually eternal. It has character. It has truth. I like to call it capital T truth versus little t truth. So generosity is a profound real value. And when money gets on someone who has that, they just become bigger and they give more, and it's a beautiful thing, right? So when that kind of thing comes out and people see it, they all applaud. And nobody's scandalized by love, and so. But in the same theme, then, if money is a spiritual power and you believe you are poor or weak or worthless, or you have any of those impoverished fingerprints, those identity fingerprints that are inside, and we are all a mixture of some version of good and bad truths, then money added will make those bigger too. And when, drawing on my own life, which I know the best and the deepest, is I picked up this idea, and I can tell you where it began, but this is what I do in my ministry, is money, as it began to come into my life, began to exaggerate some things I was really pleased with and happy about, and people rewarded me for. Other things are not so much. I need to hide those things. I can't let those things get out of secret. They, when they get out, it's usually greed, or I look selfish. I am selfish, or I become ambitious, selfish ambition. And ambition itself is not bad. I think it's biblical. But selfish ambition is a different thing. It's focused around I want it, and I will take it from you to get it. And so poverty is sticky, going back to the point or the question, because of the familiarity. And if we are holding on something for the sake of stability and security and familiarity, if we're holding on to something that is exaggerating badly, then we have a choice to make. That's a decision point. am I going to surrender that for a higher ideal, or am I going to keep it because it gives me something back? It gives me security. It gives me familiarity. It gives me, it gives me excuses and whatnot.